Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Welcome back to our channel. After a comprehensive overview about the initial 39 types of angels created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are now moving towards the angels of Imtihan, the testing angels. The Malaikat al-Imtiḥān are among the most subtle, mysterious and awe-inspiring orders within the hierarchy of celestial beings. Their existence is deeply woven into the spiritual fabric of divine trials, through which Allah tests the sincerity, patience, and truth of His servants. From the earliest days of creation, these angels were tasked with executing divine tests, meaning imtihan, that determined the purity of hearts, the strength of faith, and the steadfastness of souls in their covenant with the Almighty. They do not punish or reward directly, rather they manifest the divine decree of trial, becoming instruments of Allah's wisdom and justice. These are the beings of unfathomable might, created from the most luminous light of Nur Muhammadi, meaning the divine light of Prophet Muhammad. The Quran repeatedly emphasizes that Allah will surely test every one of us, and that these tests come through fear, loss, hardship, or temptation. Yet behind every such test lies the veiled movement of the angels of Imtihan, who carry out the divine command in perfect obedience, unseen but ever present. They are not limited to one sphere of existence. They operate across physical life, the unseen realms of barzakh, and even during the moments of resurrection. Through them, Allah measures the depth of a person's sincerity, the firmness of faith, and the endurance of patience. These angels were active from the time of Prophet Adam, when he was tested in the garden with the command not to approach the forbidden tree. It was through the permission of Allah that the angels of Imtihan orchestrated this moment, allowing the trial to unfold while also recording its spiritual significance. Throughout prophetic history, their presence has accompanied every major test: the patience of Prophet Nuh in the flood, the sacrifice of Prophet Ibrahim, the trials of Prophet Ayub's suffering, the hardships faced by Musa before Pharaoh, and the endurance of Prophet Muhammad amidst persecution and betrayal. Unlike the angels of mercy or punishment, the angels of Imtihan move in subtlety and silence. Their descent is often unseen, yet the effects of their work echo deeply in the hearts of humans. When a believer feels the inner turbulence of a moral or emotional test, these angels are near, not to mislead, but to measure, to reveal to the human self the true state of its faith. Hazrat Ibn Arabi explains that these angels represent the divine manifestation of testing, where Allah allows His servant to witness his own weakness so that humility may open the gate of divine strength. In Sufi cosmology, the angels of testing are guardians of the path of Tawheed. They are not adversaries but divine mirrors through which a seeker perceives his own imperfections. They reveal whether worship is for Allah alone or for egoic satisfaction, whether patience is genuine or forced, whether gratitude is spontaneous or conditional. For every test in life, one or more of these angels is present, observing and facilitating the spiritual measurement ordained by Allah. Their tests are not random, but tailored to the spiritual capacity of the individual, ensuring that no soul is burdened beyond what it can bear. The Malaikat al-Imtiḥān are also known to operate in the realm of barzakh, where souls undergo spiritual trials reflecting their earthly choices. Tasawwufi commentators often say that these angels touch the heart with the feather of truth, not to harm, but to unveil what lies hidden within. In Qiyamah, They will stand as witnesses to the endurance or failure of each soul during divine tests. The role of these angels extends beyond calamities or hardship. They also test with ease, wealth, beauty, and power. When a person is elevated in status or blessed with abundance, the angels of Imtihaan observe whether gratitude manifests or arrogance emerges. They are present in moments of choice, at crossroads of morality, in the privacy of intention. Through their work, Allah brings out the latent potential of a human being, polishing the mirror of the heart until it reflects divine light or exposing the veils that block it. In Tasawwufi teachings, every stage of the tariqah has its unique tests, each guarded and administered by specific angels of Imtihan. The seeker faces spiritual obstacles not as punishments, but as divine opportunities orchestrated by these celestial beings to purify attachment, increase reliance on Allah, and deepen awareness of the real. They whisper no commands, only reflect divine will through circumstance, time, and encounter. The Malaikat al-Imtiḥān, therefore, represent Allah's unseen examination of faith, an eternal reminder that life is a field of trial and purification. They are ever-present witnesses of sincerity, mirrors of divine justice, and secret custodians of the believer's spiritual growth. To recognize their presence is to understand that every test is a mercy in disguise, a descent of divine wisdom through the gentle, yet precise administration of the angels who test, weigh, and unveil. Before going further, a quick update. All our videos are available in both English and Urdu languages on our YouTube channel. You can find them by navigating to our playlists, where all our videos are available for your convenience. Now let's continue. Quranic mentions 1. Tests of faith and obedience mentioned in Surah Al-ʿAnkabūt verses 2 and 3. Do people think that they will be left alone because they say, "We believe and will not be tested"? In Surah Al-ʿAnkabūt verse 3. And we certainly tested those before them, and Allah will surely make evident those who are truthful, and He will surely make evident the liars. In Surah Al-Baqarah verse 155. And we will surely test you with something of fear and hunger and the loss of wealth, lives, and fruits, but give good tidings to the patient. In Surah Muhammad verse 31. And we will surely test you until we make evident those who strive among you for the cause of Allah and the patient, and we will test your affairs. In Surah Al-Anbiya verse 35. Every soul shall taste death, and we test you with evil and with good as trial, and to us you will be returned. 2. Tests through calamity and hardship. In Surah Al-A'raf, verse 168. And we tested them with good times and bad, that perhaps they would return to righteousness. In Surah Al-Mu'minun, verse 76. And we tested them with both blessings and adversity, so that they might return to Allah. In Surah Sad, verse 34. And we tested Solomon and placed on his throne a body, then he repented. In Surah Al-Kalam, verse 17. Indeed, we tested them as we tested the owners of the garden when they swore to harvest its fruit in the morning. 3. Tests of prophets carried out by angels of Imtihan. In Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 124. And mention when we tested Abraham with certain words and he fulfilled them. He, Allah, said, "Indeed, I will make you a leader for the people." In Surah Taha 40. And we tested you, O Moses, in various ways. In Surah Al-ʿAnkabūt verse 3. And indeed we tested those before them, and Allah will surely make evident those who are truthful. In Surah Sad verse 44. And we tested Job and found him patient. What an excellent servant! Indeed, he was ever turning to Allah. 4. Test through blessings, wealth, and power. In Surah Al-Anfal verse 28. And know that your wealth and your children are but a trial, and that Allah has with him a great reward. In Surah Al-ʿAnkabūt, verse 165. And it is He who has made you successors upon the earth, and raised some of you above others in degrees of rank, that He may test you through what He has given you. In Surah Al-Anbiya, verse 35. And we test you with good and with evil as a trial. In Surah Al-An'am, verse 165. And He it is who made you inheritors of the earth, and raised some of you in ranks above others, that He may test you in what He has given you. 5. Angels' role in divine testing. In Surah Al-Furqan, verses 51 to 52. And if we had willed, we could have sent into every city a warner. So do not obey the disbelievers, and strive against them with it, the Quran, a great striving, implying angelic mediation in delivering divine trials. In Surah Ad-Dariyat, verse 35. And we did not send the destroyers upon a city, except that its people were wrongdoers. In Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 30. When your Lord said to the angels, Indeed, I am placing a vicegerent on earth, they said, Will you place upon it one who will cause corruption therein and shed blood? This marks the first test of human obedience witnessed by angels. In Surah Al-Furqan, verse 51. And if we willed, we could have raised a warner in every town. Implying that angelic forces carry divine messages of test and warning. In Surah Al-Furqan 20. And we test them through you, O Prophet. Meaning, Allah's tests are manifested through prophetic presence, often accompanied by the angels of Imtihaan. 6. Tests in the afterlife, Barzakh and Qiyamah. In Surah Al-Mu'minun, verses 99 and 100, until when death comes to one of them, he says, My Lord, send me back, that I might do righteousness. No, it is only a word he is saying, and behind them is a barrier of Barzakh until the day they are resurrected. In Surah Muhammad, verses 29 and 30. And we will surely test them in this world until their hearts are completely exposed, and Allah will make evident what lies within their chests. In Surah Al-Imran, verse 25, and mention the day when every soul will be fully compensated for what it earned, and they will not be wronged. 7. General principles of divine testing. In Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 286. Allah does not burden a soul beyond that it can bear. In Surah Yunus, verse 44. Indeed, Allah does not wrong the people at all, but it is the people who wrong themselves. In Surah Fussilat, verse 46. And your Lord is not ever unjust to the servants. In Surah Muhammad, verse 31. And we will surely test you until we make evident those who strive among you and those who are patient. In Surah Ad-Duha, verse 7. And He found you lost and guided you. In our previous videos, we also explored the verse on how Allah created every living thing from water, the creation of the waters above the dome and below the flat earth, the firmament dome above the flat earth, actual shape of the earth according to the Quran and Islamic cosmology, primordial waters of the heavens, the Kursi, meaning the footstool of Allah, the Arsh, meaning the throne of Allah, Law al-Mahfuz, meaning the sacred tablet, the second creation of Allah, Al-Kalam, why Allah created the universe, the first creation of Allah, the 7 portals and dimensions of the universe, and discussed where Allah was before He created the universe. If you haven't watched them yet, please do. Now, let's continue. Description and numbers. The Malā'ikat al-Imtiḥān, the angels of testing, are among the most subtle and fearsome ranks of the unseen world. They are the executors of divine trials sent by Allah to test individuals communities, and even entire nations. Their creation and function are veiled in tremendous mystery as they operate between mercy and wrath, between divine compassion and divine justice. The angels of Imtihan are not described in a singular form, for they change appearance according to the type and depth of the test they bring. When the test is of wealth, they appear as beings of dazzling light, representing allure and temptation. When the test is of poverty, they appear dim, reflecting deprivation. When the test is of faith and patience, they come as unseen whispers testing sincerity, and when it is of fear and tribulation, they manifest as warriors of trial surrounding the believer's heart. In Tasawwufi cosmology, these angels are said to inhabit the middle realm between the Lawh al-Mahfuz, the preserved tablet, and the realm of human souls. Their wings are countless. Some narrations describe 70,000 wings each, covered in veils of fire and light, for each wing corresponds to a unique form of divine examination. Each wing carries the decree of a specific kind of test: health, death, loss, temptation, or spiritual unveiling. They are not angels of punishment, nor angels of mercy. They are instruments of unveiling, sent to manifest what lies hidden within the heart of man. When they descend upon a person, the test is already decreed in the preserved tablet, and their presence seals the trial with divine purpose. The tradition holds that the angels of Imtihan are vast in number, equal to the number of souls that will ever live. For every soul, there is an assigned angel of test who accompanies the person from birth until death, presenting life's trials as ordained. 70,000 are said to operate at any given moment in the realm of the earth, the Alamandunya, each bringing forth trials to awaken the heedless or elevate the sincere. 4 chief angels are said to govern them, corresponding to the 4 elemental trials. Angel Neural, testing through light and guidance the trials of faith and revelation. Angel Harithil, testing through sustenance and loss the trials of wealth and deprivation. Angel Samahil, testing through honor and humiliation the trials of status and pride. Angel Jalil, testing through suffering and endurance the trials of calamity and patience. These 4 chiefs report to Israfil, the herald of divine decree, who announces the general tests of each age and dispensation, thus linking the personal trials of individuals with the cosmic testing of nations. In appearance, when permitted to be seen, they resemble radiant beings whose faces are veiled, because the hikmah, meaning wisdom of the test, must remain hidden until the end of the trial. Some traditions among the early mystics mention that when the angels of Imtihan appear to a person during kashf, meaning spiritual unveiling, they seem like mirrors, reflecting the person's own inner state back to them. The pure see them as beings of light. The impure see them as beings of flame. They carry with them scrolls of the soul's tests, and their voices are neither heard nor silent. They speak through the unfolding events of life. The Malaikat al-Imtiḥān govern the tests of every stage of existence. In the womb, they test through the decree of form and health. In childhood, through learning, obedience, and innocence. In adulthood, through desire, struggle, and responsibility. In old age, through weakness, reflection, and acceptance. At death, they deliver the final test, whether one leaves the world content or in despair. Each trial is a manifestation of divine compassion in disguise, and each angel acts only under the command of Allah, never out of wrath or caprice. According to Hazrat Abdul Razak al-Kashani and Hazrat Ibn Arabi, these angels dwell in the maqam of al-Ibtila, which is below the Arsh Al-Rahman, the throne of the merciful, but above the kursi, the footstool. From this station, they descend upon the earth through rays of decree, bearing both blessing and hardship, both gifts and losses. Some Tasawwufi commentators say their number equals the number of breaths in the life of creation, as each breath is a test of gratitude or heedlessness. Role with the prophets. The Malaikat al-Imtiḥān, angels of testing, played a profound, continuous and hidden role in the lives of every prophet, from Adam to Muhammad. Their function was not to destroy, nor to comfort, but to unveil truth through trial, revealing the hidden purity, meaning ikhlas, of the chosen ones and the corruption of false claimants. They manifested as spiritual forces that brought forth the divine decree of examination, ibtila, through suffering, patience and steadfastness. Below is the sequence of their role with each prophet, according to Quranic indications, classical exegesis and Sufi commentaries. 1. Prophet Adam. When Allah placed Prophet Adam in paradise, the angels of testing were commanded to test the sincerity of his obedience. The test came through the whisper of Iblis and the forbidden tree. According to Tafsir al-Kushairi and Imam al-Ghazali, the angels of Imtihan watched silently as Prophet Adam was tried, not to punish him, but to unveil the depth of his repentance and humility. After his descent to earth, they accompanied him through trials of toil, loneliness and grief over the death of his son Habil. The angelic trial revealed Adam's highest maqam, khilafah through sabr, vicegerency through patience. 2. Prophet Nuh. The angels of testing were sent to strengthen Prophet Nuh's spirit during his 950 years of calling his people. They veiled him from despair and made his rejection a test of endurance. When his son denied him, it was the test of love and faith colliding. As per Tafsir Ibn Kathir and Ruh al-Bayan, Allah commanded the angels to bring forth the flood only after the test of patience was complete. Thus, the angels of test prepared the field of mercy, the ark, before the punishment was unleashed. 3. Prophet Ibrahim. The angels of Imtihan surrounded Prophet Ibrahim from his youth to his old age. Every test, fire, migration, sacrifice, was their orchestration by divine command. When he was thrown into the fire by Nimrod, Angel Jibril descended as part of their host to test Prophet Ibrahim's reliance on Allah. Do you need help? Prophet Ibrahim said, From you, no. From Allah, yes. During the sacrifice of his son, Prophet Ismail, the angels of testing descended to record the sincerity of both father and son. Hazrat Ibn Arabi says this was the test of love purified of attachment, the angelic trial that only the Khalil, intimate friend, could bear. Their final test came with the building of the Kaaba, where the angels measured their sincerity through servanthood. 4. Prophet Ismail. For Ismail, the angels of testing embodied the command of submission. When he said, O my father, do as you are commanded, the angels witnessed the perfection of surrender. Later, they tested his patience among the desert tribes, his obedience in isolation, and his endurance in scarcity. Sheikh Abd al-Qadir al-Jilani mentions that these angels tested the descendants of Ismail in every generation through trials of wealth, leadership, and lineage, because the seed of sacrifice was in their blood. 5. Prophet Yaqub and Prophet Yusuf. The angels of Imtihan tested Prophet Yaqub through loss, patience, and trust. The loss of Prophet Yusuf was a spiritual furnace. They tested Prophet Yusuf through beauty, imprisonment, and authority. Each test unveiled a new maqam, The angel assigned to Prophet Yusuf's prison is named Sabril in Tasawwufi lore, the angel of steadfastness. Through his test, the angelic world revealed that divine favor is not in comfort but in restraint. 6. Prophet Ayub. Perhaps no prophet was tested so directly under the supervision of the angels of Imtihan as Prophet Ayub. According to Sahih al-Bukhari and Tafsir Ibn Kathir, Allah sent these angels to afflict him with disease, loss, and isolation, not as punishment but as elevation. For 7 years they observed his heart remain pure, never blaming Allah. When the test was complete, the same angels brought healing and restoration, proving his soul had emerged purified from trial. Imam al-Ghazali says the angels of Ibtilai come only to the beloveds of Allah, for the wound is the gate to his nearness. 7. Prophet Musa. Their entire mission to Pharaoh was under the guardianship of the angels of testing. Every miracle they displayed was a test for Pharaoh and his people, and every rejection was a test for Prophet Musa's patience. When Prophet Musa struck the sea, it was by Allah's command through these angels that the sea parted. When the Israelites demanded to see Allah, the angels tested their arrogance, and when they worshipped the calf, they revealed the frailty of faith after deliverance. According to Hazrat Ibn Arabi, these angels stood over Mount Tur when Allah spoke to Prophet Musa, measuring the trembling of the mountain, the trial of hearing without seeing. Prophet Dawood. For Dawood, the angels of testing manifested in the incident of judgment between two disputing men. They were angels in human form sent to test his discernment. For Suleiman, his test came through power. Allah says, "We tested Prophet Solomon and placed upon his throne a body." Hazrat Ibn Abbas said the angels brought a demon in his place to reveal that even a prophet king must guard the throne of his soul. Hazrat Ibn Arabi comments, Suleiman's true kingdom began not with angels of might but angels of trial, for sovereignty without testing is tyranny of the ego. 9. Prophet Zakaria and Yahya. Their tests were trials of patience and purity. Prophet Zakaria was tested through old age and barrenness. Prophet Yahya through martyrdom and detachment. The angels of testing accompanied them to record their constancy. The angelic decree for Prophet Zakaria's son was inscribed before his conception, showing that divine tests can also be written as gifts. 10. Prophet Isa. The angels of testing attended his miraculous birth, ascension, and every rejection he faced. His life was a succession of divine examinations, born without a father, opposed by his people, lifted before death. The angels who tested him in the wilderness strengthened him when Shaitan tempted him, as referenced in Tafsir al-Qurtubi and Gospel Parallels. Hazrat Ibn Arabi interprets this as the trial of al-Ubudiyya al-Safiya, pure servanthood, where the servant desires no kingdom of this world. 11. Prophet Muhammad. For the seal of the prophets, the angels of Imtihan accompanied him from the cave of Hira'i to the cave of Thaw, from Taif to Badr, from Uhud to his final illness. Every sorrow, the death of his children, the loss of companions, the rejection of his people was orchestrated through these angels as stations of elevation. At Taif, they descended ready to crush the city, but the Prophet's mercy turned their test into forgiveness. At Hudaybiyah, they tested his humility in accepting a seemingly disadvantageous treaty, later revealed as a clear victory. At Uhud, they allowed temporary defeat to separate the sincere from the hypocrites. Imam al-Ghazali wrote, "The beloved of Allah was tested most, for his mirror reflected the fullness of divine wisdom. Sheikh Abd al-Qadir al-Jilani added, "The angels of test walked beside him unseen. Each sorrow was a crown placed upon his heart." Their role in Sufism and Tariqat. 1. Their hidden nature. The angels of testing are not angels of wrath or punishment. They are angels of unveiling, meaning kashf. They are not visible like Jibril or Mikael. Instead, they move within the hidden dimensions of a person's spiritual life. Their presence is recognized not through sight, but through events, emotions, and inner challenges. Every hardship, delay, loss, or misunderstanding that awakens a seeker's heart is their work, because their duty is to purify niyyah, meaning intention, and expose riyā, meaning falsehood. In Tasawwufi terminology, they belong to the Malaikat al-Baladi, the angels of divine trial, whose mission is to separate truth from pretense. 2. How they appear in the journey of a seeker. The angels of Imtihan test every salik, the sincere traveler, on the path to Allah. Their trials are tailored precisely to the weaknesses of that person. To the arrogant, they bring humiliation. To the greedy, they bring loss. To the impatient, they bring delay. To the attached, they bring separation. To the heedless, they bring confusion. These are not punishments but mirror tests, designed to reveal what still binds the soul to illusion. The seeker prays for nearness, and the angels answer by exposing every inner veil that prevents nearness. 3. Their relationship with the Murshid al-Kamil. In Tasawwufi di Tariqat teaching, the Murshid al-Kamil, a perfect spiritual guide, is the earthly reflection of divine mercy that shields the seeker from being crushed by the severity of testing. While the angels test, the Murshid interprets. He helps the disciple see the wisdom behind the pain, to perceive divine kindness hidden in apparent loss. When a seeker holds tightly to the guidance of a Kamil Sheikh, the tests of the angels turn into stages of awakening rather than despair. The Sheikh does not remove the tests, he translates them into light. Thus, Tariqat masters say, without a guide, the angels of test become the angels of confusion. 4. Their method of testing. The angels of Imtihan do not whisper like Shaitan. They work through real experiences: hunger, delay, illness, betrayal, disappointment, loss of loved ones, misunderstanding, or isolation. Their method is silence. They let the seeker's reaction speak. If the heart turns bitter, the test continues. If the heart turns towards Allah, the test completes. They are said to record not what happens but how the soul responds. This is why in Sufism patience saber is seen as a form of secret worship watched by these angels. 5. Recognition through kashf, the spiritual unveiling. Advanced seekers may come to perceive the presence of these angels through kashfaf, the inner unveiling, or ruya saliha, the truthful dreams. They may appear as light beings testing the heart with questions, as symbolic figures in dreams like asking for trust, commanding surrender, as events that recur until a lesson is learned. Yet Tasawwufi masters caution that even if one sees them, the vision itself is part of the test, to see if the ego claims special status. Hence, real recognition is not through sight, but through tahawwul al-hal, the inner transformation they leave behind. The Tasawwufi understanding concludes that the angels of testing are not separate from divine mercy. They are mercy in disguise. Their trials are the curriculum of sainthood. Through them, Allah teaches the soul what cannot be taught through ease. Thus, the final realization of a Sufi is that every hardship is an angel wearing the robe of calamity. When the seeker surrenders fully, The angels of Imtihan transform from examiners to companions, whispering not tests but tranquility. In Tasawwuf and Tariqat, the angels of testing are the divine sculptors of the human spirit. They cut away illusions, smooth roughness, and polish the heart until it mirrors divine light. To recognize them is not to see wings or fire, but to feel the gentle push of the unseen that guides the soul from self to surrender. The saints say, "When you suffer with patience, you are walking beside angels." Commentaries from Tasawwufi Masters. 1. Imam al-Ghazali. Imam al-Ghazali in Ihyawi Ulum al-Din emphasizes that the angels of testing are instruments of divine wisdom, sent to reveal the hidden states of the heart. He explains that trials are a mirror. They uncover arrogance, impatience, or attachment to worldly gains. The angels themselves are unseen, yet their impact is deeply felt in the soul's reactions. Ghazali writes that the true seeker views hardship not as punishment but as an opportunity for the unveiling of the nafs and the polishing of the heart. He often stresses that these angels' tests are proportional to one's spiritual station. The higher the spiritual capacity, the more refined the trial. For Ghazali, enduring tests with patience, humility, and remembrance invites the angels to become bearers of mercy rather than tormentors of the soul. 2. Hazrat Ibn Arabi. Hazrat Ibn Arabi, the Sheikh al-Akbar, presents a cosmic interpretation. He considers the angels of testing as agents of divine manifestation, meaning tajaliyat, who serve as both mirrors and guides for the latent potential of the soul. According to Ibn Arabi, every test is not merely an external event, but an internal unveiling. The angels press the heart against the realities it has long ignored. He explains that the trials recorded by these angels correspond to the maqamat, the stations of the seeker, and that seeing the wisdom behind each test is akin to perceiving the hidden light behind Allah's commands. Hazrat Ibn Arabi further notes that angels do not act arbitrarily. They follow the divine command exactly, and the spiritually aware can sense their presence as subtle inclinations towards either serenity or internal agitation, depending on the soul's readiness. 3. Sheikh Abd al-Qadir Jilani. Sheikh Abd al-Qadir Jilani, the saint of all saints, emphasizes the practical, lived experience of these angels. He teaches that the angels of testing are constant companions for those on the spiritual path, and that trials are the divine gymnasium for the heart. Jilani insists that without the angelic intervention through trials, the nafs would remain unpolished, and the soul's subtle faculties called the lata'if would remain dormant. He advises that disciples should consciously invoke the names of Allah associated with patience and steadfastness, such as Ya Sabur and Ya Latif, to harmonize with these angels during tribulations. According to him, the angel's presence is not a threat. It is a spiritual reality that manifests in subtle anxieties, delays, and challenges, all intended to awaken the heart to sincerity and reliance on Allah. 4. Hazrat Shams Tabriz. Hazrat Shams Tabriz, the spiritual mentor of Maulana Rumi, views the angels of testing in the light of love and divine intimacy. He teaches that the soul's discomfort during trials is the hand of the beloved. The angels' interventions are the instruments through which Allah's love is communicated. Shams emphasizes that the friction experienced in tests is not punishment but spiritual massage. It softens the heart, breaks arrogance, and creates openings for divine illumination. He also stresses that angels do not merely observe, they coax the soul into recognition of its dependence on God guiding it subtly to submission, patience, and humility. In his teachings, embracing these trials with love transforms fear and anxiety into ecstasy and spiritual growth. 5. Maulana Jalal al-Din Rumi. Hazrat Rumi, the famous Persian Islamic poet and disciple of Hazrat Shams Tabriz, describes the angels of testing poetically as hidden messengers of the beloved, whose touch may feel like hardship but whose intent is elevation. He likens them to the blacksmith's hammer. Forging gold, the pressure of trials melts away the dross of worldly attachment and ego. Rumi emphasizes that every test is both external and internal. The angels orchestrate circumstances that reflect the inner spiritual state of the seeker. To him, these angels are inseparable from divine love. Suffering in their presence becomes a sacred dialogue, and enduring it with conscious remembrance of Allah allows the soul to ascend beyond fear, to a state where even the unseen hands shaping destiny are seen as expressions of mercy. Possibility of seeing them in real life. The angels of Imtihaan rarely manifest in visible form because their nature is subtle and their work lies within the heart's arena. However, Sufi masters teach that their presence can be felt through real-life trials and unexpected encounters that mirror inner weaknesses or attachments. In the physical world, their signs appear as events that awaken the soul. Sudden changes in fortune, loss, delay, or betrayal that redirect one's focus to Allah. Encounters with people who act as mirrors, revealing pride, impatience, or hidden desires. Strange coincidences that test patience, humility, or trust. The great saint Hazrat Abd al-Qadir al-Jilani said, "When a believer prays for nearness, Allah sends His testing angels to purify the path to that nearness. Their blows are mercy, their silence is wisdom." In certain rare cases, saints or advanced seekers, the Arifan, may visibly witness these angels. They appear not as winged warriors, but as luminescent human forms, often veiled in white, gold, or light that pierces through the heart more than the eye. Their presence brings awe and clarity, never fear or chaos. However, true Sufis caution, such vision is a test itself, to see if the ego claims spiritual status. In dreams, the dream realm is one of the primary domains where the angels of Imtihaan appear to seekers. Their visitations are symbolic, instructive, and full of hidden meanings. They may come to deliver a message of patience during trial, sometimes by testing the dreamer through a symbolic challenge. Show a test before it occurs, such as a storm, broken bridge, or dark path, so that the seeker prepares spiritually. Appear as figures of questioning, asking, "Do you trust? Or will you stand firm?" before vanishing in light. These dreams are not always comforting, they are educational. Tasawwufi interpreters like Hazrat Ibn Sirin and Hazrat al-Nabulusi note that seeing angels in a state of trial or rebuke indicates Allah's intention to purify the dreamer's path. Sometimes one may dream of mountains or deserts representing endurance, books or scrolls representing divine decrees of testing, fire or flood representing emotional purification. After such dreams, the Murshid guides the disciple to specific adhkar, meaning remembrances, or salawat, meaning invocations, to help carry the energy of the test with grace. In Kashf, the most profound encounters with the angels of testing occur in Kashf, when the veil between the visible and invisible worlds thins through deep dhikr, fasting, sincerity, and divine permission. At this level, the seeker does not see the angels with the eyes of the body, but with the eye of the heart, the basira. In Kashf, they may manifest as currents of light entering and exiting the chest, representing purification, voices of calm rebuke or divine questioning that arise within the soul, sudden unveilings of personal weakness not to shame, but to guide toward repentance. Sheikh Ibn Arabi wrote, "When Allah desires to raise a servant, He sends to him the angels of trial who stir his inner world until all impurity separates from him, as gold is purified in fire. During intense kashf, these angels may reveal the inner cause of one's suffering, the divine names that governs the test like Al-Sabr, Al-Hakim, Al-Kahar, the station being polished through the trial. Yet even at this stage, the saints teach that the seeker must not desire to see them, for vision is not the goal, transformation is. Signs of their presence. Tasawwufi masters describe certain subtle signs that indicate when the angels of Imtihan are near. The heart feels awe without fear, weight without despair. The tongue is moved to silent remembrance even amidst confusion. Tests seem perfectly timed with spiritual vows or prayers. A strange peace follows moments of hardship, as if mercy silently descended. These are the fingerprints of the angels of Imtihan, written not in light or flame, but in the timing of destiny itself. Warning and cautions. True vision of these angels is a trust, not a privilege. Those who boast of seeing them fail the very test they came to pass. Tasawwufi masters thus say, the one who sees the testing angels is tested once. The one who learns from them is blessed forever. Therefore, the perfect response when one senses their nearness, in life, dream, or kashf, is humble acceptance. Rabbi, do not test me except with what leads me to you. Roll in the grave. The moment a soul departs the body, a new phase of imtihan. The divine testing begins. The test of truth after the silence of the world. While many know of Munkar and Nakir, the two questioning angels, the Sufi masters explain that they are accompanied or preceded by the angels of Imtihan, who prepare the soul for the questioning and reveal the inner fruit of the worldly tests. According to Imam al-Ghazali in Ihyawi Ulum al-Din, every test in the world is a rehearsal for the question in the grave. When the soul departs, the angels of trial greet it according to the patience it showed in life. When the body is laid into the earth and the mourners depart, the angels of Imtihan descend, not to terrify, but to weigh the echo of the soul's response to life's tests. They manifest differently according to the soul's condition. For the patient and faithful, they appear as gentle beings, radiant like dawn, perfumed with the fragrance of contentment. For the arrogant and heedless, they appear as shadowed forms, reflecting the spiritual blindness the person cultivated. These angels do not speak in human language. Their imtihan is the resonance of the heart, a spiritual measure. The calm heart resonates with divine peace, meaning sakina, while the restless heart trembles with regret. Imam al-Qurtubi mentions in Al-Tadkira, when the dead is placed in the grave, he is shown the form of his trials. Some come as shadows of light, some as chains of smoke, and the angels assigned to trial unveil them to him. Thus, even the grave becomes an arena of realization, not merely punishment or comfort. These angels uncover what was hidden, the truth of one's patience, faith, and sincerity. Role in Barzakh. Barzakh, the veil between this world and the resurrection, is a period of spiritual ripening. The angels of Imtihan operate here as the maintainers of the soul's balance. continuing to test it with scenes, memories, or reflections from its life. They bring to the soul visions of unfulfilled duties to awaken repentance even after death, echoes of mercy reminding it of Allah's compassion, encounters with other souls as part of divine recompense or continued teaching. Sheikh Ibn Arabi describes that in Barzakh. The angels of testing measure not deeds but the intention that remained attached to them. Thus, the Barzakh becomes the school of intentions, where each soul tastes what it truly sought. In Barzakh, these angels appear as the interpreters of divine decree, clarifying to the soul why it was tested in specific ways on earth. They may show a person the hidden wisdom behind their losses, illnesses, or betrayals. For the saintly souls, these unveilings are a form of celestial education. For the heedless, they are gentle but painful awakenings. They serve under the greater archangelic command of Angel Israel, the angel of death, and Malak al-Rahmah, the angel of mercy, balancing justice and mercy as the soul's destiny unfolds. Their role continues until the trumpet of resurrection is blown by Angel Israfil. Roll on the day of resurrection, when the trumpet is blown and all souls are gathered, the angels of Imtihaan rise again, this time as witnesses of the heart's sincerity during earthly trials. They stand beside the recording angels called Kiraman Katibin, presenting their testimony before Allah. On the field of resurrection, the Mashar, these angels will stand in ranks, presenting scrolls and echoes of the tests each soul underwent. For the righteous, they testify, O Lord, this servant bore your trials with patience and turned them into worship. For the heedless, they testify, he was tested with comfort but forgot gratitude, with difficulty but lost trust. Allah mentions in the Quran in Surah Al-ḥankābūt verse 17, and the angels will be on its edges, and 8 will carry the throne of your Lord that day above them. The Tasawwufi masters interpret that many other angels, including those of trial, will be stationed around the edges of the field, ensuring every test is accounted for before the final decree. The angels of Imtihan during the scales of Mizan, at the moment of weighing deeds, they bring forth the unseen weight of patience, restraint, and perseverance, often heavier than deeds themselves. The Prophet said, as recorded in Tirmidhi, Hadith 2002, nothing will be heavier on the scale of a believer on the day of resurrection than good character. And good character, say the Sufis, is the fruit of divine testing. Hence, these angels will manifest the unseen merit of every silent endurance, every tear shed in secret, every act of forgiveness. During the crossing of the Sirat, which is the bridge over hell, when each soul crosses the bridge thinner than a hair, sharper than a sword, the angels of Imtihan are seen holding lamps of light. To the faithful, their light strengthens the feet. To the hypocrite, their light fades and the soul slips. Sheikh Abd al-Qadir al-Jilani said, the angels of testing are not sent to break the believer, but to reveal his worth before the cosmos. On Qiyamah, they will stand as witnesses of his endurance, crowning him with light from every patience he bore. Sheikh Shams Tabriz added, these angels are like fire that refines gold. None shall enter the presence until tested by them, for the path to the beloved is lit by the sparks of trial. And Maulana Rumi beautifully wrote, every sorrow you endured was an angel in disguise, purifying the mirror of your heart so you could behold the Sun of Truth without veil. Protection and awareness, the Malaikat al-Imtiḥān, angels of testing, descend not to harm but to purify. They are agents of divine wisdom who expose the impurities of the heart, through trials, losses, pain, and temptation, so that the soul may ascend closer to Allah. Their influence is not to be repelled, but understood, embraced with sabr, meaning patience, and rida, meaning contentment. True protection is not freedom from tests, but the light to pass through them without rebellion or despair. Protection and awareness through a Kamil Murshid, a perfect spiritual guide. A Kamil Murshid acts as a spiritual shield and interpreter of trials. He helps the disciple recognize which sufferings are tests of elevation, the Imtihan al-Tarqiyah, and which are warnings, the Imtihan al-Tanbih. His spiritual gaze, the Nazar-e-Wilaya, softens the soul's reaction, allowing endurance and remembrance of Allah rather than confusion and anger. Through Suhbah, meaning companionship, the disciple's heart is polished to see divine wisdom in every difficulty. Imam al-Ghazali wrote, "The one without a guide is a ship without a captain. When storms come, the angels of trial will shake it until it either sinks or learns surrender." Thus, the Murshid trains the soul to turn pain into proximity, loss into learning, and confusion into clarity. A Murshid awakens the seeker to the reality that every breath is a form shaped by zikr. By teaching breath zikr, the Murshid transforms the human into a being of continuous remembrance, surpassing angels. A Kamil Murshid, meaning a perfect spiritual guide, is considered in Tasawwuf the inheritor of the Prophet, guiding seekers on the path from clay, meaning nafs, to light, meaning ruh. The Kamil Murshid helps awaken this nafas al-Rahman, meaning breath of the All-Merciful, within the disciple. Also, as stated in Surah Kahf verse 17, whoever Allah guides is truly guided, but whoever He leaves to stray, you will never find for them a Murshid, meaning a spiritual guide. Angels are always in dhikr, but their dhikr is fixed and limited to the forms Allah gave them. Man, however, through guidance of a Murshid, can transform his every breath into dhikr, making his remembrance continuous, like angels, and even higher because it comes through free will. In tariqat, the Murshid teaches habs al-nafas, meaning watching the breath, and zikr khafi, meaning silent dhikr. Every inhalation and every exhalation affirms Allah and He alone. This makes the seeker live in the constant rhythm of divine presence. Protection and awareness through the Quran. The Quran is both the map of trials and the medicine of endurance. Every prophet faced these angels through tests revealed in Scripture. Surah Al-Baqarah, verses 155 to 157. And we will surely test you with fear and hunger and loss of wealth and lives and fruits. But give glad tidings to the patient. Surah Al-ʿAnkabūt, verse 2. Do people think that they will be left to say, "We believe," and not be tested? Recitation and contemplation of these verses builds an inner fortress. The seeker realizes that every hardship is a divine whisper, "I am near, endure and rise." The Quran is also a veil from despair, for when recited with understanding, the angels of Imtihan become bearers of sakina, meaning tranquility instead of fear. Protection and awareness through du'as. Certain supplications act as light upon the heart during tests, making the presence of these angels a means of mercy, not distress. Dua of the Prophet during hardship, as recorded in Musnad Ahmad. O Allah, make me live as one humble, cause me to die as one humble, and raise me among the humble. Dua of Prophet Yunus. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu min al-zalimin. This prayer dissolves the veils of trial, for the angels of testing withdraw when humility appears. Dua of patience and clarity. Rabbi wasbirni wa sabirni wa tawafani musliman. meaning, my Lord, grant me patience, make me steadfast, and cause me to die in submission. Reciting Salat al-Nur, Ayat al-Kursi, and Surah Inshirah daily softens the test decreed by these angels. Acts to do. Practice patience. Do not react to difficulty with complaint, but with remembrance of Allah. Increase dhikr of Ya Sabur, Ya Latif, names that calm the heart when the angels of testing descend. Keep companionship of the righteous. Their serenity protects one from misreading divine tests. Perform night prayer, meaning tahajjud. The veil between servant and angelic presence thins in the last part of the night. Charity in hardship drives away despair and attracts angels of mercy during trials. Acts to avoid despairing of Allah's mercy, the greatest danger during tests. Blaming fate or people, this severs awareness of divine wisdom. Neglecting prayer during trial. When the angels of testing descend, they record not success but spiritual posture. Pride in enduring tests. Trials are not badges of honor but opportunities for purification. So, dear viewers, the Malaikat al-Imtiḥān are the hidden examiners of the spiritual world. They appear not with swords or wings but through loss, delay, and uncertainty. Yet in truth, they are the tutors of the soul, appointed by Allah to awaken yaqeen, meaning certainty, and polish the mirror of the heart. Protection from them does not mean avoiding them. It means walking through their trials with awareness. The one guided by the Quran, safeguarded by a Kamil Murshid, and strengthened through dua lives in light even within difficulty. Every hardship then whispers a secret. You were not punished, you were refined. For when the angels of testing depart, what remains is the soul in its purest form, content, illuminated, and beloved to the divine. Thank you for watching our video. If you enjoy this content and find it beneficial, we kindly ask you to like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to our channel for more authentic, faith-strengthening content. And let's continue this journey of knowledge together. Insha'Allah, see you in the next video. Allah Hafiz.